Well, hello, everybody. My name is Ben Richardson, and I am the founder and president of 1111 Media Creator Academy. Glad that you're here on this Wednesday night, wherever you may be tuning in from. If you're watching us live, if not, glad that you are looking at this replay wherever you may be. Unfortunately, Bree Bolton will not be joining tonight. She has a pre-existing, I almost said condition. That's other thing that she has going on. Words elude me. A pre-existing, I don't know. Forget it. I give up. So yes. Welcome one and all. And tonight we are going to be looking at some new stuff coming up on the horizon here in the AI landscape. So glad to have you here, and are excited to be talking to you tonight. How we all doing? How we all doing? Hope we're doing well. So yeah, so we'll jump into this tonight. We are going to go over Recraft V4. This just came out a few weeks ago, and is actually I think it officially has been out for like 6 weeks now, but is making a splash because there was some new headlines that came out even on April 2nd. Just a week ago. So we're going to be looking at that. This is an image generation model with design taste, which we'll look into what the heck that means, and of course jump in and test this out, give it a spin, and see what it does well, what it doesn't do well, and all that good jazz, right? So take a spin with us, and we'll see what we can be doing here. I am going to do a quick little signal call here, and in the only 1111 Media Creator Academy Discord, and see who else wants in here. So, but we are live. So yeah. So all right. So let's take a look at this here. So let me see what we got. We're going to look at a couple of different things here. First, we're going to look at a review from Mind Studio that came out on April 1st. It's not an April Fool's joke. It is a real review by Mind Studio. And then we'll look at a couple of release notes from the creators themselves, which the brand itself is Recraft Studio. So we'll look at that and show you exactly kind of what they have to say about the model and compare it to some other ones that are out there. So let's take a dive here. Let me share my screen. I would like to. Yes, please. Okay. All right. So this is Mind Studios right here. And let me see. I'm going to pull this actually over here. Make this easier on future Ben. Make sure that we're still seeing this. Yeah, brilliant. All right, so this is what Mind Studio has to say about this. They're saying Recraft V4 is attuned for composition, lighting, and design polish rather than generic aesthetics. And this is what they say makes it different than Midjourney and Imagen, which is obviously, yeah. So they're saying it's a different kind of image model. Most AI image generators compete on the same axis, photorealism, creative range, and prompt fidelity. But they're saying the Recraft V4 competes somewhere else entirely because it's a text-to-image model, built with design professionals in mind. Not just people who want cool pictures, but people who need images that work in marketing materials. UI mockups, brand assets, editorial layouts, that sort of thing. So this is something that they're touting can be used right out of the box. And it also can be used with Comfy UI, which means you can use it directly on your local machine which can also be pretty nifty, pretty nifty. So, so this is again optimized for usability. This article is actually going to explain what it actually is, how it's technically different, and how it compares to different models like Midjourney, Google's Imagen, and when it makes sense to use it over the alternatives. So you're going to see that their comparisons, in my opinion, are a little old. They're already saying Imagen, which now it's more nano banana. And so take this with a grain of salt. So this is going to be skewed to me, in my opinion. But again, take the stuff that you think works, take the stuff that you think doesn't work, and then we'll kind of, you know, just use your own brain, you know, just go, yeah, I like this, I throw that out, you know, all that stuff. Don't know why I needed a British accent for that, but I think it made it more fun. If not, don't tell me. I don't want to know. So yeah, so what makes it different here? So V4 is built on the success of Recraft V3. If you're like me, you hadn't heard a lot about it. That's because it's Hugging Face text to image leaderboard. This means it was again mostly used for your local machine, but it's outperforming models like Flux 1.1 Pro, Midjourney V6, which isn't terrible to do since they are on V8 now. So I don't know. You see, if you were tuning in 2 weeks ago when we did this, I don't know why Midjourney 6 is doing this, because they actually have a 7 and now they're on 8 alpha. So I don't know why you're comparing this to 2 versions ago. But yeah, to me, you're gonna have a little bit skewed, you know, results. So we're saying photorealistic rendering V4 handles lighting, material surfaces, spatial depth more accurately than its predecessor, which you would kind of hope it does, right? Compositional control. The model follows complex spatial instructions, foreground, background relationships, rule of thirds placement, layered scenes more reliably, and then you can get texting your image more accurately as well. So I don't think we need to go over this. I'll put this on here for long enough that if you want to pause this and read it, you can. I don't really care about this design first philosophy and all this stuff. And, you know, yeah. So to me, this isn't, in my opinion, something that I really am just like, yeah, because I really want to dive into this. I want to hear, you know, how it's working. And then I do want to see these comparisons. So let's talk about how Recraft V4 compares to Midjourney, which is very prevalently used by authors a lot of the time because of the very unique images that it creates. And then Imagen, which again is now really nano banana, and then Flex. So let's take a look at this here. So Midjourney is arguably the most popular AI image tool among creative professionals, and for good reason. It produces stunning, high stylized imagery with a distinctive aesthetic. That is true. But that aesthetic is also its limitation. Where Midjourney wins, in their opinion, is artistic conceptual image generation, abstract, painterly, and highly stylized outputs, strong community, and prompt ecosystem. Where they say Recraft V4 wins is a predictable composition and clean design outputs, text rendering inside of the image, and style consistency across multiple assets, and design system compatibility, or a less AI look, more made by a designer, which there's been some pushback online about stuff that looks AI. Are people buying it? Are they clicking on it? Or are they staying away from it as soon as they know that it's AI? So that's up to you if you think that that's there. So again, we're going to say Imagen, which is really nano banana, but they're using such an old reference. They're still calling it this. So they're saying that photo, that they prioritize photorealism over there. They're saying where it won back for Imagen 3 was you're in Google's ecosystem, high fidelity photorealism, places and objects for people, strong safety filtering, and enterprise compliance tooling. Where Recraft, they say, wins is design focused aesthetic control, typography accuracy, stylistic consistency across a project, vector and SVG output, which is really unique output actually, because you can now make vectors and SVGs, which for those of you that aren't aware of what that is something that can be scalable to any size without losing quality. So that's really, really cool. Um, and then they're saying how it goes against Flux is Flux wins in open weight availability for local deployment and fine tuning, strong community of custom LoRa's, which is a low rank adaptation, a model variant. Um, um, Layman's terms, you can get consistent characters more strongly from the LoRa's. And then competitive on photorealism at many price points, where they're saying V4 wins out of the box design quality without fine tuning, more reliable text rendering, better narrative control, dedicated design, platform features, not just raw generation. So this is their review here. They're saying that Recraft basically wins in everything here except open weights. And to me, that's really easy to do when you're using Midjourney V6 and not even V7, and certainly not V8 Alpha, which is out now. You're not using Nano Banana 1 or Nano Banana 2 or Nano Banana Pro. So, of course, it's probably going to be really, really good. And then we have Flex 2 Pro out now, and you're not using that either. So this is an apples to oranges, in my opinion. Of course, it's going to be great. So not a big thing. I just wanted to let you guys see that. So let's take a look at their actual one now, because I think that this is going to be a lot more valuable, to be honest. So let me share a different screen. So, okay. So what this is this is from them. This is from Recraft. And I'm going to just go over a quick, this is a press release about the stuff that they have going into it. So it was released in February. It produces images with balanced composition, cohesive color, refined detail. This is what I want you guys here. So it's in 4 versions. You have regular V4, which then makes it makes an image in 10 seconds is what it says, and it makes it in 1024 by 1024. So smaller, not great. So just basically 1K. You do have V4 Vector, which takes 15 seconds. Boy, 15 minutes. That would take a minute, right? Well, 15 of them. The standard vector model is going to come out with a vector in 15 seconds. And then you've got V4 Pro, which is going to take 30 seconds per image, but you get 2K per model or per image, excuse me. And then you have Pro Vector, which is going to be high res vectors in 45 seconds. Pro delivers a higher resolution, finer detailed, yada, 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 all the stuff you'd think that it should have in a Pro. They also have exploration mode, and this is where there's a little bit more comparison to Midjourney, because exploration mode is available in V4 and allows you to generate multiple visual directions from a single prompt. So instead of producing one result, it's going to return multiple different variations, helping you compare different options that may be suitable, and more efficiently, for your outcome. So this is particularly useful if you're in the early stages of the creative process, when you're exploring styles, compositions, or concepts that kind of want more of a broad overview before refining a specific direction. So again, a lot of the ways that Midjourney is used by people to be kind of just get that inspiration, right? Or Flux Dev, if you're familiar with that one. This is kind of their version of that. So they do show you how to do it. You have Agentic, you have manual, you have exploration, and then you can mess with different ratio sizes, enter the prompt, run the generation. It's going to give you 8 different directions there with one prompt. So yeah, so this is just telling you guys that it gives you a design forward visual judgment, produces images with balanced composition, cohesive color, which they are very proud of and have mentioned a few times. Um, They are proud of readable structured text generation. So it's supposed to produce clear, legible text for infographics, or if you need it for a menu of some sort, signage, packaging designs. They're saying it handles short and mid length phrases with high fidelity to layout and typography. So we're going to definitely test this because I can see if this works really, really well and you're able to produce a vector that is scalable to, a very large size. This is something that I think might be really useful to you as a creator, as an author, as potentially somebody that is creating assets for a brand. So I think that this could end up being really nice for you. Um, so yeah, so it's got rich output variety. You can generate everything from stylized illustrations to photoreal images. And then again, this is where it really sets itself apart, are those production ready vectors. They're saying it's got sharper details, all the stuff again you would expect from a newest model. This is cool. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to look up what Lottie is. I'm gonna look that up right now. I'm not sure what the heck that is. Lottie files. Okay, so they're for animation. Got it. So, yeah, so they're Lottie okay, just for the Lottie animations. Okay, cool. So you can put a little Lottie animation in there. It will export that. So that's kind of cool. Um, and SVG, which is your vectors, PNGs, which means you could potentially do a transparent background, JPEGs. You can do PDFs or even TIFFs. TIFFs are pretty old, but if you need something really big or like for printing or something, you could look at that. Defaultly, all four models are in the web app, and then you can use the API to do it on your local machine. So that's kind of nice. That's going to be where this is really, really strong. Is yes, you can use this online like we're going to do tonight. But where its real strength is plugging in the API, downloading this on like Hugging Face, and then using it with like a comfy UI where you have this used directly on your local machine, and it can be used for Uber cheap, and that's nice if it's great. So it's saying that its limitations is style creation, prompt-based editing, image sets, and artistic level control. And it will replace V3, so you can't get that anymore. And then they're saying that each image is a flat 2 credits. And since you always receive 8 images per generation, it will cost you 16 credits per go. And so good stuff there. And so let me share their official release. All right, so this is their official release here. This was on February 17th of this year. Today they are releasing Recraft V4, their most advanced image generation model. It's a ground up rebuild focused on the things that actually matter when you're working on images for real work. And they're saying visual taste, prompt accuracy, output quality. So let's take a look at some of these. They're saying that most leading image models today are optimized for broad general preferences. And while that works for mass appeal, that doesn't always align with the standards required for brand systems, campaigns, and production-ready design work. They've developed a model in close collaboration with designers, tuning it around design aesthetics and professional expectations. So the goal is not just accurate prompt interpretation, but stronger visual judgment across composition, lighting, color relationships, and material realism. As a result, they're saying that Recraft V4 brings true visual taste to AI image generation. So let's check this out. So this is an actual AI generated image right here. So this is pretty cool because honestly, that's tough. I don't know, anybody in the chat want to throw something in here? I know you guys are usually kind of quiet, but what are you guys' thoughts on this? This looks pretty good. This also is AI. I think I can kind of tell this more, but to me, this is a lot more questionable that this is AI. And this, I mean, to me, this is a new level here. I mean, I could definitely question if that's AI. So these are all AI, all done with Recraft V4. And check out this realism. And I mean, this looks like something straight out of, like a runway show, right? Um, Here we go on their site. I love this. They have this compared to Nano Banana Pro. And man, I mean, I know this is theirs, but that's pretty good. I mean, both of them look great, but I think that I would lean softly towards in this V4 Pro. And here's you can see the entire prompt if you're interested in recreating that. Both models clearly understand the prompt and deliver what's asked. Here we have another one. We have, once again, I'll expand the prompt for you to look at. Same exact prompt was used in Nano Banana Pro and Recraft V4 Pro. And I think I can tell that both of these are AI, and I think these are both good in different ways, though, for sure. Um, This is a very, very, very simple prompt, close up of an Asian model, orange background. Um, to me, wow, yeah, to me, redraft, I could question potentially that these are AI if compared to me Nano Banana Pro on the right here, clearly looks like AI, and GBT High absolutely looks like AI. Um, So it's definitely doing a really nice job here. And they're saying that they have intentionality and simple short prompts. So here we have V4 again with GBT and Nano Banana. So the prompt is close up of a model doing her own makeup. I To me, GBT High is just it's not even in the same realm as these two. I think Nano Banana Pro does really nice here. I think again you could question these, or at very least it looks very good. Um, yeah, and Recraft, we're gonna see it in the wild, but yeah, this looks solid, guys. This looks real solid. I'm impressed. I didn't look at this before. I'm looking at this for the new for this at the same time as you guys are. And so now we're gonna look at the typography that they have here. So this is gonna illustrate that. So this is the prompt. Good lord. So this is a very long prompt. Go ahead and pause this if you want to look at it. But it looks like they put in quotations what they wanted to see there. Yeah, so Creative State Studios, and then reads overthink. Okay, so yeah, overthink. There it is. Um, where did they get the thoughts expand in silence part? Let me see here. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, yeah, reads and sans serif. So they even have specificity on the type of font that you want and placement. That's interesting. So to be honest, I think Nano Banana Pro does a great job with the overthink. Not gonna lie, like I think that in my opinion could actually potentially even look cleaner than what V4 did. But you have to admit, I mean, maybe you feel differently, but I feel like the placement and the way that the overall design on V4, what they did with it looks a little bit better. And it doesn't look super uniform. So maybe you like this creative choice here. So there's that. And then this is interesting. So let's look at this here. So this is with cinematic realism, haunting mood, composition. Main title reads this in all caps. Once again, they just say a spaced sans serifs reading a quiet thing. Da 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 da. Additional micro copy at the very bottom. Wow, so they actually had them put this in on the very bottom too. Typography is clean and premium. I do wonder if you could be like, put in Helvetica, or whatever to see if that would work. I also love that the typography is actually like through the water rather than on top of it. That's kind of cool. To me, this one's not bad. I do like the vibe over here. She looks much not she doesn't look as good here in my opinion. This does look a bit more realistic, but I think they both have pros and cons, but I will say that their typography looks great. Um, Now let's look at this one here. It looks like, so this is in a contemporary experimental portfolio cover built around the concept of an optical diffusion and perception with a modern, refined, and minimal editorial design forward. And clearly, yeah, they're looking at having a uniform blur with granular diffusion. So you can kind of see in here that they explain basically how this kind of through a like a shower glass door, right, where they say direct glaze, da da da. So that's what they basically are saying in here, and then they go through and say, let's fill in all this stuff. We want field studies, we want portfolio, we want all these things. So if we go back over here, it tells you where to put these things, and to me, I do think V4 did a bit better job just because, again, in my opinion, you can tell this is AI. But if this was actually fuzzed out the same way, blurred out the same way that the V4 was, I may, I don't know, I might like the Nano Banana one just as much, if not more. I'm not sure. They're both good. Again, it comes down to the realism, and but I like both of them. They're both good in my opinion. And then describe what you want, actually get it. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Let's look at this here. That's not a huge prompt, and to me, it appears that both Nano Banana Pro and V4 both do a great job. I will say, obviously, I do like the softer shadows on this one, but I think I prefer the angle of this one. I don't like this one being below a couple of the products. I wish the camera was up a little higher. So that's, this one here, I think has that. And they both appear to have the typography correct. And I don't know if herbal hair mask slash botanical shampoo is supposed to be on these, but if it was, let me see. Yeah, it was. So it actually messed up. Yeah, actually messed up in my opinion. They both messed up because this one in the back doesn't have any label. So yeah, so still really nice though, really nice done. And then we got product shots. To me, this is a better product shot than this one here. The lighting would be funky, obviously, just it looks kind of weird. Um, yeah, but I think this one looks really nice. And then these are the vectors that you can get with V4 and V4 Pro. And this is great because if you take this into something like Adobe Illustrator or something of the like, where you can mess with SVGs, you can then take these elements and you should be able to edit pieces of them or go, oh, I just want this person here, and then make them alone and make this a transparent back and be able to use all of these different elements. And that's really, really, really cool. And I think this is what sets this apart is, yeah, generates editable vector files from a prompt. This is game changing, guys. This is the only one on the market doing this right now. So this, to me, even if everything else fell short, this is a reason to potentially use this model. So we're gonna have to check this out. And then billboard ready outputs. This is them saying, hey, look, this is some great stuff that you can get to do billboards or magazine covers. So I feel like this is really, really cool. Seems like this is for, I don't know, like a concert or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe a concert. So that is really nice. And then it looks like Beyond Vectors, they can do production ready visuals. And then it's saying you can actually just do typography and even logos. So you can try it in Recraft Studio. You can try it in the API. The API is going to be the cheapest. That's if you have a computer that's strong enough to do this locally, you're going to want to download the API. You're going to want to download like a comfy UI, sort of like Hugging Face thing. Do that, and then go from there. And but tonight we're going to be playing with it in their studio, and I just literally signed up for it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to stop sharing this and we're going to start showing the studio. Le studio. So let me share that for you. All right. So I have not played with this at all. You are learning as I am learning. Let's dive in together. So, welcome to the Recraft Studio. Generate and edit images with the top AI models in one creative workspace. If you don't want to use their model, they have all the normal ones in there. So, let's see here. Generate images with a prompt. We're pretty used to that, I think, at this point. Choose from ready-made styles or create your own. Select an image, model, or palette for more control. Co-create with agent chat mode, so you can generate, use smart AI-powered assistants that understand context, or you can switch to model mode. So that's cool. It has an agentic model. That's kind of neat. You can upload and transform images with AI tools. So you can edit your images with prompts and instantly upscale. That's nice. Vectorize. Wow, that's cool. Or remove backgrounds all in one place. Wow. We may have to we may have to try out this whole vectorizing an image too, man. That sounds pretty cool because that's what's going to make it scalable. So that's pretty sweet. And then create freely on an infinite canvas. So it looks like you can instead of it being kind of a linear thing. Looks like they have that you can add text, mockups, import images, draw on, and arrange shapes however you like. So let's dive in, guys. Welcome to Recraft Basic. We have unlimited image uploads, no daily cap, no cap. Credit cap, private generations and commercial rights, external models, great, and more. Sweet. So what are we creating today? Looks like it dumps you into this kind of homepage here where you can kind of get these templates that they were talking about. So we have lifestyle photos, vector illustrations, mock-up, product mock-ups, hand-drawn illustrations, vector sets, 3D illustrations. That's really cool. Posters. Wow, that's pretty sweet. May have to play with that. That's kind of neat. Product packaging. I might use this to just kind of look at a book cover. Product packaging design, web design, concept art. This is going to be your kind of mid-journey alt thing. Interiors. Wow, this is pretty sweet, guys. Outdoor mock-ups, business photos, product photos, handwritten logos, glossy 3D, playful logo, commercial illustration. That's pretty sweet. So these are the collections. These are editing templates, and then we have different workflows as well. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, this is cool. It looks like you can use different angles, and yeah, so it looks like you can use different angles and kind of work with that. So that's kind of neat. Product shoots, love postcard, brand world generator, ghost mannequin. These are sweet. This is a great template set. And then we have workflows. So this is nice if you're creating any of these things. If you want to A/B test generation. So this is kind of cool. Let's use this workflow. How to use this. Step one, replace input images with your own. Right click on an image, node, and choose upload or connect an image from your canvas. Edit the prompts. Okay, so it looks like it's node based and that you basically can check. We can turn this into a video. We've got our edit area. We can generate variations. Looks like we have our color palette. So that's really cool. Oops, what did I do? Okay. Oops, hope that didn't charge me twice. Um, hmm. I don't know if I want to do that. Yeah, yeah, get out of here. All right, so let's create a new one. Actually, So yeah. Okay, so here's the models. You got Recraft 4 Vector Pro, Pro Vector, and then they've got Nano Banana 2 Pro, C Dream 5 Lite, which I don't love, Z Image Turbo, which we've tested all these for you guys. And then it looks like you can still get the V3 and even V2. And then they have even other models. You've got Grok, Flux. It looks like these are potentially video, which oh no, maybe it's saying how long it takes to generate them. Yeah, it looks like that's it. Dream 4.5. It's telling you how many credits it's going to take. What I love is theirs is actually pretty cheap. So let's do that. Do we want to style? Photorealism. Hard flash. This is cool. Oh man, yeah, I don't like that at all. Okay, so you can upload your own image or video. You can generate a mock-up. That's nice. That's really cool. You can use manual and Gentic or that exploration, which we were talking about. Ratio, so we can do audio or audio auto, or we can go ahead and, if we want to make this for mobile or TikTok, things like that, you can do that. And then we can, looks like we can do that and then look at a color palette. That's really cool. Okay. And then we can literally, wow, that's cool. And you can literally make the whole thing from a palette. That's super cool, actually. I'm gonna trash that though. And then this is, yeah, attach a reference photo. So let me create a, let me see here, book cover for a book titled A Time Against All Odds, which is a time travel romance comma where the protagonist must go through time and space to save the one that she loves. Period. Make me a photorealistic book cover that would be attention grabbing with the title prevalent and the author's name as well. Period. The author's name is Rob Robinson. And say in smaller typography that this is book 1 in the Time series. So let's check this out. Let's see what it does. It's generating, obviously, and we have this like little infinite thing here. It looks like we can, yeah, we can select it and tell it where to go. So it told us, I believe, around 30 seconds for Pro. I think it was 30 seconds. So should be done in about 30 seconds. Remember, it's going to make it 2K a piece. And let's see what we have here. So for some reason, it made it square. Don't love that. How do I zoom in? No. Maybe this. No, this just moves it around. Oh, 5%. Here we go. Zoom in to 100. Oh my. Oh my. Let's zoom it out a little bit. Zoom to 50. Okay. Maybe even a little bit more. I don't love the way that this works. I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like this should be a little bit more fluid. Like I should be able to use like a middle, like roller thing on the mouse, or kind of use something like that. And it's not. Yeah, I don't feel like this is very fluid. Unfortunately, everything else though has been really kind of cool. So let's go to 20. Here we go. Okay, so oops. There we go. So even though it's square, and so it took my punctuation and did that. Okay, well, it's not bad. Let me see here. Instead of doing this, I'm gonna say 4 by 5. And I did do that. That's me. That's me. All right. Let me see here. Da-da-da-da-da. Again, comma, hyper realistic, so that I can't even tell that it's AI. I don't know if that'll do anything. Let's just see. I'm gonna. Oh, okay. Apparently, they're kind of stuck together. That's interesting. 'Cause I kind of wanted to just move this over here. Maybe if I just do this, I can move them. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. So we'll do this, and it automatically went back to 5% when I did that. Not sure. I also really didn't want it to use that. That's fine. Okay, so let's go away. So let's zoom back in. So, okay. Changed it up a little bit from what I said, right? Where yeah, it doesn't say that as is a tagline, but it put it there on like everything basically. Um that's not bad. I kind of like that. This I mean not bad. You can tell this is AI, but it's still good. Um here are these. Ooh, that's nifty. Yeah. You got London right there, and she's probably not a great thing. She's gonna land in the water. That one's pretty bad, not gonna lie. This one here is pretty good. I like that she's got the red. She sticks out there and the monochromatic thing there. I don't love this one, but so yeah, you can kind of get an idea that it does have this sort of mid journey esque feel to it. We can do create me a photorealistic, futuristic photo of a cyborg at war with the humans, period. A city blown apart, comma, still smoking and in ruins, period. The cyborg standing face to face with Earth's last hero, period. Captain Zurg. um, he has armor on that is cracked in several places. He looks like he has seen better days, comma, his gun pointed towards one of the cyborgs, even though he is greatly outnumbered. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna make this kind of 16:9. Also has 2 to 1, which is almost 21 by 9 there. So we'll do this here though, and so we'll do that. Once again, automatically zoomed it out. Don't know if I appreciate that. Guess you can kind of just arrange this how you want, which is all right. Looks like you can, if you do like these, you can take the one that you like and you can turn it into either a video, remove the background, convert it to a mock-up, run the same prompt again, or vectorize it. Oh, I wish it wouldn't automatically do that. So it automatically took those as a reference, and I don't appreciate that, to be honest. Um, I also wish that you could switch it. Like if you want this to be this here, the way that it is with the whiteboard, just unlimited, that's great. But I also wish that you could be like, hey, I want it want it linearly as well, just like because this could get messy real quick. Now, granted, you can create a new one, so that's fine as well. Like, if you're doing it for each one. So let's zoom in back to this again. Oops, go back to the hand. What is this? Shape tool. So this is the one that was based on the other ones. I said, yeah, okay, so okay, well, I don't think that looks very good. I mean, the cyborg looks good. He looks a little dopey. Um, and it does say greatly outnumbered, maybe because I wasn't real specific there. This one did it. Here we go. This one looks better. He kind of looks like RoboCop though. But it's not bad. Yeah, this isn't bad. That's not bad at all. The pile of I don't know what there. Okay. All right. And then here it is without the inspiration. I'll say this, that cyborg looks pretty cool. I think he looks pretty dopey again. That was pretty good. I wish there were more cyborgs in it. It did so it's what it's done a great job of is again that kind of mid-journey-esque like, oh man, like that's pretty creative. Let me see here. Galaxies with a woman falling through the space-time, comma, should be very creative, comma, hyper for Frodo, Jesus. Photorealistic, period, 8K. Okay, and so we'll do that. It's gonna take 30 seconds-ish. And we'll do that. And then after this, we'll do a new one and we'll see if we can make some vectors real quick and kind of look at the workflow stuff or the templates and see what that looks like. And then while this is doing this, it looks like you can do a brush. You can put an arrow on it. That's nice. And then you can do this. This is great because you can actually circle different things and make things. You can also do undo. That's nice. Upload an image. Okay. So once again, not a real easy way to zoom in, but we have to do this. Oops. I don't know what that was. Okay. So, I mean, these look good. Okay. I think these look good. In fact, this one, I like this one here. This is great. And the little galaxy looks great. Here's the thing is so far based on what they showed us versus what is it's actually giving us, I can tell this is AI. So I would really like to see that hyper photorealism. I'm going to do one more here. A girl in her 20s sits on a chair in a empty room facing completely forward with her hands by her side, period. There is complete symmetry, period. Hyper realism, photorealistic, 8K. I know it can't do that, but we're gonna just see here. So let's see here. Obviously, I'm looking for this kind of like Wes Anderson symmetry, right? So we'll see what it gives us. And once again, I really wish that it would not do that. Oh man, that sucks. Wow. Yeah, I just don't love that. Okay, so it did give us some different ones here. Let me zoom in a little bit more. In my opinion, the room looks great. The girl, I can tell she's AI in the face here. Like her shoes look fine, her legs look fine, like all this looks fine. But when I get to here, I can tell. I love that it did give us a light source in the sense that, like, here's a shadow and stuff, but, like, it also is kind of surrealism in this one because, like, well, you would imagine that this is a window and that the light is coming in through that because there even yeah, so that doesn't quite work. This one here, that's very unique pose. Um, looks very much AI to me once again. Shoes look good, pants look good, shirt looks good, fabrics look good, the room looks great. People not so much. So this is something to really think about here. Is it's so far really good at maybe products, posters, and maybe vectors, like things like that, but maybe not so much the people like they showed us. Again, these shoes look fantastic. The jeans, I'll buy those. The clothes look like fabric. The hair even looks good, but this face, I'm not buying. And yeah, I'm not buying. I mean, this is kind of creepy, actually. But again, like, look at this. This is great. Like the lighting, the floor, the reflections, all this stuff here. But yeah, not loving that. So let me start a new one here. What looks try this, I guess. No, for the love, guys. I just want just give me no like yeah, yeah, yeah. Is this what I want? Template, yeah. So let's look at where's a vector at? Okay. Well, it looks like these are like yeah, these are just sets that you can use if you want something similar to create, your own vectors. Just, it's all right. That's okay. You can so if you want to use any of these, as a inspiration, so here we can use this as a reference. And this is describes so I can say maybe Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles with the Hollywood sign in the background with a road in the middle that leads up to the Hollywood sign. There can be spotlights or Hollywood type things. Let me see here. And I assume that it okay, so it's obviously on the agentic. So there we go. Okay, so you use the regular model. So that's that. So let me zoom into this because they were oh my god, guys. I feel duped. I'm not gonna lie to you. So they were literally bragging about the typography, and this didn't even get this. I said Hollywood Boulevard with a Hollywood sign in the background, and you can obviously tell Hollywood sign is spelled correctly here, and it says Hellewu. Hellewu. Yeah, not a good look, not gonna lie. I'm gonna get off of this, start a new chat. I do not want that. Model. Sure. A editorial piece where the man is sitting in a medium close up with his hand near his face, watch visible as a product. In the upper left corner, comma, it says elegance, comma, the way it was meant to be. On the lower third in the center, comma, say timepiece. All right, oops. All right, let's take a look at this here. We got this, we got this. It's gonna do auto. I don't love that it did that again. Okay. Let's do 5-4. Okay, once again, it's gonna back us out. Really think this is stupid. Can I just delete this? Oh well, whatever. Wow, for one that was fast. Okay, so I said medium close up. This one here on the right, I think has the medium close up a little bit better. I don't think the watch looks stupendous. It did get the it did get it correct as far as the spelling and stuff. I obviously don't think it did well on. I don't think any of these look great. I mean, this point here says, this isn't bad. I don't think it's completely centered. It's not. So I mean, you can't really trust it there. It says lower third in the center. This one's not either. I don't know why it put it in a white box. Yeah. So gonna be honest with you guys. Looking at this a little bit more, I was really excited about this. I think really what you could use this for are vectors. Sounds like that's really what its strength's going to be, is using it for vectors that you can then go into another, a different program or application and edit them and make them, bigger, different, whatever you want to do. But to me, this is not quite the quality I was hoping for. And so, yeah, so there you there you have that. Thanks for sticking around and checking it out. Recraft V4. Let us know what you think of it in the comments, and yeah, hopefully you can check it out yourself and see where we had it right and where you go, no, Ben, like actually this is stupendous stuff. And that's it. So for me, make sure that you are subscribing to the channel. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe and hit that bell or whatnot. Sign up for our newsletter. Look at that in the description below. We got cool stuff going on. New Descript course is in the middle of happening with Miss Bree Bolton. And then I just dropped the AI consistent characters course, and I'm in the middle of doing a revamp of the AI book trailers course. If you already have purchased that, you get those additions and updates absolutely free, but we're going to have that nice retool. So make sure to click that there. Join our Discord if you would like to. And we'll see you the next time. I'm Ben Richardson for 1111 Media Creator Academy. Talk to you guys next time.